All right, we are finally on. I jumped in the car and drove to Kristi's place here. So we are finally on, and we are going to talk about Kristi and her business. I met Kristi last year.
I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah, and we sat down and had a chat, and I don't know, everything you said just really touched my heart and, left me thinking for quite a while about what we talked about. So I'm excited to have you here and talking to you today. And if you are on, can you let us know that you can hear us? And because, today's just been one of those days with Facebook Live. But hopefully you can hear us and we'll have a good conversation about Kristi's business. So Kristi, let's start with you telling us a little bit about your business.
Okay, so my business is Inspired Family Health and Reiki Healing. And I think that's the point with that Reiki part that even touched you and left you thinking it's one of those modalities that is a little harder to explain. It's an experiential thing. So once you have a session, it's kind of easier. But what it is, it's a non-invasive but yet pretty powerful holistic healing treatment. And what I work on is energy centers. We have 7 main ones, which are called chakras, and what they do is they rotate and they keep our energy open and flowing. But because we're human and we have life experiences and emotions and thoughts and traumas, those energy centers tend to get what you would say clogged or blocked or shut down. My job is to open it up and get the energy flowing. Super easy. It's either light touch or above. And the body is so amazing. It opens up with just with that. Within, I would say 15 minutes, the body can open up and energy start to flow. And the body will start to let go of things that no longer serve us, whether that is the energetic, the emotions, the thoughts. Not that it's one and done, because we have a lifetime of stuff on us.
Definitely.
But it's good. It's like a jump start. The best way to explain it would be like an engine of a car. So we drive and we drive, which is our body, and we go and we go and we experience stuff. And pretty soon we have to do an oil change or a tune-up. And so what that is, it's kind of like a tune-up for our body, because we put so much stuff on us. It's just opening up and letting it flow. So we do the same with our car. And once we clean it, and we can drive for more. So with the chakras, you'll know, or with our energy centers, you'll know that they're starting to get blocked or shut down, because then we get tired. Or dis-ease starts to enter our bodies, whether that's stress or all the way to cancer, anything in between. And so this is just, I enjoy this work so much, and I have seen so much healing and I'm amazed all the time after every session. I mean, my clients can tell you that. It's just like, whoa, this is so cool, just because of what I've seen, what I've experienced, what my clients have experienced. It's really amazing.
So, and I know you're passionate about your business, and I know that from having that one conversation with you that time. Is there a certain place in your business that you are really passionate about?
That question, everybody always says, you got to find one area that you're passionate about. And I'm really passionate about just helping people heal. But there is an area, especially right now, and it keeps coming back up, is kids and teens.
And that's what we had talked about that time. Yeah.
It is. There's something that's happening right now in the world of kids and teens and young adults. The stress level is super high, the anxiety, the depression, and it's kind of scary. And I actually had a teen in here yesterday from anxiety. And just working with her, I mean, just my heart is always full working with them. It is with everybody, but they have a long ways to go, you know,
Yep.
And there's a scary epidemic happening right now with them. And if I could just put one little positive little seed in that to help them, I'm so for it. They are my passion, and I keep thinking, well, how do I go forward with that?
Right.
you know, they do seem to find me, but yeah, I am passionate about helping everybody and going on that journey with them. Yeah.
Hi, Jennifer. But yeah, I know the teen thing was big for you. And so I now have a child. I did not last year when I talked to you, but I now have a child in middle school.
Oh.
And I'm seeing that stress and that pressure that gets put on these kids, even in, you know, in 6th grade. And it's, yeah, it's crazy.
It is. And what it's producing. And the phone.
Right.
When that came in, I mean, we've always had anxiety, depression, but nothing like the teens are having now. And I really do think it's part of the phone and the communication piece. And they kind of go into their phone, and that in itself will cause anxiety because they're not really expressing who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my son's battery was dead for like 2 days on his phone. And I'm like, well, this is good. Like, apparently he doesn't need it that much.
And he probably like freaked out, but it probably was very good. Very good. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I always like to talk about, Jennifer said she couldn't agree more. And I'm probably thinking about, is that about the phone, Jennifer? And how they're in their phones these days? I know that you have, middle school and teenagers as well, so you're probably relating here to what we're talking about. So I always like to talk about the community piece because I'm big on communities.
Absolutely.
So what do you love most about this community that you live and work in?
You know, and I do. I work out of my house for right now, so I actually do live and work in my community. And I really do like this area, even though it's like booming.
Yeah, it is.
When we first moved out here, we were out here, we're about 138th and Holly, and we were it, you know, besides the high school. So it's really booming, but it still feels off the beaten path. There's a lot of development happening.
Right.
But every time I like drive, if I'm like coming from downtown, especially because that gives me a little bit of, I get nervous down there.
I don't like going down there.
Yeah, me either. But when I come up here, it's just kind of like, I just get that feeling of peace, even though there's a lot of stuff that's happening, that I really enjoy this area. And we thought about leaving at one point, and then it's like, well, I just really like it here. Yeah.
What is one of your favorite businesses in the area that you frequent or that you just love how they do things?
I was thinking about this one, and so many things popped into my mind. There's some eating places like Doug's Diner, some places that are a little bit further, like Natural Grocers. I'm there all the time. I do have to give a shout out, and because this came to me this morning, to my daughter. She started her business in my home here, and that was 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And she took a business being in my basement as a personal trainer and opened up her own personal training studio. And the reason being, and it's not, she just doesn't focus on personal training. She is really helping people in mindfulness and in nutrition and just the whole piece. And the transformations I've seen with her clients as well, I just had to give that shout out because she's changing lives as well. And that's what I really, really like.
Right, and I'm following like her on Facebook and watching her business grow, and it's fun to watch it grow. And I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her at some stage. I need to interview her. Because I'm watching, and I know some of the women that go to her studio, I see their photos. I'm like, oh, I know that person. So it's exciting for me to watch her business growing too, even though I'm not a part of it. Yeah, she's doing some amazing work, and you know, I always give shout outs to people, small businesses, but people who are changing lives, because it's so important nowadays to add that positive piece, especially what's happening in the world, and she's part of that change. And so that's why I was like, you know what, yes, she's my daughter, but yes, I wanted to give her that shout out too. So talking about like all this stuff that's going on in the world, because there is a lot going on, especially here in our country right now. Mm-hmm. If there was something you could change about this community, what would it be? I always like to get people hung up on this question.
The thing, that is a tough one.
Things
I could change, and that's hard for me because changing starts with ourselves.
Right.
So, and I always say, like, for me, is to stand in the light and to be that change, what I want to see. So it's really hard because there's so many different views and nobody's wrong.
Did we freeze? There we are. We're back. I think my phone rang, which is nothing new in my life. But yeah, I think it rang and then froze for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a tricky question.
It is a tricky.
But yes, I think, maybe if we all started, to look outside a little bit more and look at helping others and how we could do that, maybe that would be a good change for our communities.
I think so. And I think one of your questions, because I was watching one of your other lives, and you said, is there anything that's missing from the community? And around here, I've always thought about like having a holistic healing place, because there's nothing like that around here, where there is various like Reiki or acupuncture, chiropractic, massage, talk therapy, because we all work really well together. It's just not one modality or one thing that can help people, but as a collective. And yoga, that as well. And there's not much around here. And I think places like that could help people as well and change some stuff that's happening.
Yeah, and give people a place to go to when they're feeling like things aren't working for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm putting my energetic out there that maybe someday that will come to fruition, that will be up here. Yeah.
So I'm going to add this in too. So guys, the ones that follow my Facebook page, that I've had insomnia lately, which is never fun. But Kristi was talking to me yesterday and she said that Reiki can help with insomnia. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I noticed I had a lot of friends say, oh yeah, I'm having the same problem, or I have the same issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Reiki, going back to opening those energy centers, and when they get clogged or blocked or closed down, insomnia is one of the things that happen. I've got to say, almost everybody, when they finish a session, you get up and you're like, because it does, it brings that about. Your body just naturally goes into that, and most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, you go home and you just sleep, and that's because your body's healing and it's doing what it does naturally. So it brings all the stuff back naturally for you to do that. Reiki just actually works on every layer, emotionally, physically, mentally, even spiritually, because that's just who we are. It opens up everything, and it does that in a session too, where some modalities will just focus on one specific thing, like insomnia. But that's just a benefit that, that's going to help insomnia, but it's also going to help clear everything else. And also, I got to say that people go to massage, acupuncture, Reiki when we're not feeling good or when something's hurting.
Right.
And I want to urge people, to do it as a proactive, no, I'm feeling great. Let's keep the energy flowing so we don't run into the colds, the insomnia, the stress, the anxiety, the depression. And let's get it before it happens.
Right.
Which people who come see me, come see me at any time, or go see your massager, your acupuncture, or your holistic health at any time. But if we could get that to where we get it at the beginning, going to the doctor will be less.
Right.
Spending money there, sick days will be less. So holistic health just really is where it's at. Yes, Western medicine plays a role. But if we could get our bodies boosted up in a natural way, why not? Right. And insomnia is one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's one. Relaxation and sleep is one huge benefit of a Reiki session. Mm-hmm.
And I did sleep last night with the help of some deep breathing. I was like, all right, you need to do this. Mm-hmm. Just focus on your breath rather than songs. Because that's like my head I get into bed and my head sings songs. And I'm like, why are we doing this now?
That's funny.
It's like, what?
There could be worse than songs. But
I know, but
funny.
It's like, because there's nothing kind of obvious going on right now that would cause me to be like thinking about stuff. So instead I'm singing songs. It's like wonderful. Like, yeah. I'm like,
that's great.
And I'm like, my husband will like have the TV on. I'm like, turn off. I don't want to hear music. I don't want to hear any songs. I don't need to sing them later when I get into bed.
Oh, that's funny. Well, like I said, it could be worse. You could be going through your day and tomorrow and next week, but
Right. Songs, yes, I don't know. It's funny how the brain and everything works.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like is. Why are we singing now when I get into bed?
Meditation might be good.
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah,
and that would help with sleep and calming the mind.
Yeah, definitely. So, what exciting things have you got going on right now in your business?
Just continuing to grow, which is amazing. Word of mouth has been the best, obviously, because this is one of the modalities that people are like, But having word of mouth of what I do and their experience, that's what helps people kind of understand. It is experiential, like I said, so to come for a session and be like, oh, now I get it. That's the best. But right now I am running a special 20% off. Yeah. Come see me. We'll get you scheduled. 20% off of a 1 hour session. And what I want to add in too is we do an hour session, but I add in like a 30-minute, it sometimes goes over, an intuitive guidance session. And in that you will learn, okay, what is happening in your body? What is happening in your energetic system? And then I will give you ways once you leave to self-heal. And what that means is it could be, okay, deep breathing, meditation, movement. Everybody's different, so it's hard to say what it will be, but it's nice to learn what is happening in here.
Right.
Like why aren't you sleeping? And we kind of unravel that to figure out why. Because sometimes it's not just, well, my brain won't shut off.
Right.
There's other things associated with it. So that part's my favorite because you actually get to learn what's happening, and then nobody can heal you but you. So you get to go home and work on it. And that's the part that facilitates and gets you healed, or whatever you're working on. That's what does it, is you.
And I have to say, I feel peaceful and like I could sleep just being here in your space. I'm like,
oh, thank you. Thank you.
So it's
it's a pretty amazing space.
Very peaceful right here, right now.
Yeah.
So you talked about your special that you have going right now, and we talked about, and that's an exciting thing. Is there anything else that you would like people to know about your business, or what you do and how you can help them?
Like I said, I do have my 200-hour yoga training, so I am learning how to incorporate Reiki with yoga. I just went to a therapeutic yoga training in New York, which was amazing. A lot of restorative. My space isn't real great for that, but I'm going to eventually bring that up of how we can incorporate yoga with my Reiki training. I have led in the past relaxed kids classes, so kids from 6 to 12, and we get together weekly and we learn about meditation and yoga and ways to control emotions. That I would love to start back up again. And again, I posted something yesterday where I cannot wait for the day when Reiki is in hospitals, and I would love for it to be a children's hospital.
Yep.
My heart is with those kids, and if they could just get a little boost with some Reiki energy, I can't wait for that day. So I'm just putting that out there as well. But yeah, I love what I do, and love working with people on their healing journey.
So how can people get in contact with you? How can they find you?
The best way right now is through Facebook. Working on my website, that's not my strength. So, and I admit it. I've tried. My daughter is helping me on it. So my Facebook is Inspired Family Health and Reiki Healing. And of course, I could always post my cell phone number too for texting. But that right now is the best way to get a hold of me.
And I will tag you again in the comments and tag your... You have a business page on Facebook, right?
Inspired Family Health and Reiki Healing.
Okay, so I will put that there too so people can easily find you.
Okay.
And guys, if you just jumped on, because I see a couple of you that just jumped on, and thank you, definitely go back from the start in a few minutes when this comes back on and watch it, because there's some great information. Thanks for chatting with me and going through all the issues that we went through this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, go and have a great day.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
See ya.